welcome to the to the morning show.
Good morning. How are
Good morning.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
It's election day. I was going to say good morning and welcome to election day, but welcome to the morning show. It is election day. Have you voted yet?
I have not yet. I have not. There's so much to cover, and I haven't covered it all. There's probably too much on the ballot.
In Jackson County, there's more than 200 people and issues. And
You can't everyone cannot possibly have done all their research on every single line item.
No.
So who are you voting for? Give me your 200 picks.
I do know who I'm voting for, but it's personal.
Oh, it's personal. It's personal. So the governor race, I'll be honest, I don't think either of the candidates are great. A great representation of us, Michiganders, in my opinion. If you look at them, I don't think they represent us that well. Whitmer has spent $15 million in campaigning and advertising in just the last 2 months. Isn't that amazing? And she's raised an unprecedented $36 million since she was elected into office. Both candidates have raised about, Whitmer and Dixon have raised about $4.5 million for Dixon, $4.8 million for Whitmer in the last few weeks leading into this election day. So,
Drop in the bucket compared to the total nationwide election spending, $16 billion. Amazing.
Yeah, the fight for power and control. That's all it is.
Yeah, the most expensive congressional race in the nation is here in Michigan. Alyssa Slotkin and Tom Barrett together have spent more than $37 million.
What?
Oh
my gosh.
Yeah.
I want to be one of those rich people that donates to the elections, but instead of donating to the election, I keep it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
People would stop doing that.
Yeah, there's a lot of money, a lot of power. The jail millage is on. I think that's one that, I don't think people realize kind of how important that is or what that looks like. Of course, it's everyone's decision. But I kind of think it's needed here in Jackson. But I have no idea what to expect out of really any of the races, for sure. I just don't know. I like it when all of the millages pass because it increases the value of the community we live in. So.
Well, we have a critical one, the 911 millage. Did you know if you call 911, it's a possibility you'll be put on hold?
I did know that. Yeah. And in other parts of the country, it's a lot worse. So it's an important service.
Today we'll be seeing all those I voted stickers, and they're probably the ugliest, most horrible designed things ever. So Ulster County in New York had a contest. They did this 2 years ago, and they did it again this year. They invited teenagers and tweens to enter their designs, and they got 243,000 votes. Now these poor folks, Wendy, Shafiel, and Phoebe, they didn't get very many votes.
Why?
Because there was one design that just swept the internet. Hudson Rowan, a 14-year-old kid in Marbletown, New York, got 93% of the votes. So that's the sticker that Ulster County printed up and distributed to all polling places in Ulster County, New York.
You know, I keep an eye on Hudson, folks.
But
you know what? That's fine. That's good.
I like
and
that.
I think it's attractive to kids who will.
The idea. That's the idea.
Yeah. Ella and I were just running down Proposal 3 on the way to school this morning.
Oh,
woo! That was a good one.
Did you read the whole thing?
No, didn't read the whole thing. Did not read the whole thing. I didn't win the Powerball, but I heard there was a snafu.
You don't know if you didn't win the Powerball. No one knows. There's some sort of an error with one of the states. There's 49, I think 49 states are in the Powerball now. But there was a problem. A participating lottery had issues processing sales. So we might not know until late today who won the Powerball.
This has happened before.
It's never happened before. It's the record.
No.
World record.
But yes, it is the world record money, but it has happened where there's been a technical difficulty. Where do they keep all the money? Where are they keeping it?
I don't think it actually
You don't think it goes into one spot in cash and then it comes out? No. Well, it'd be a lot more fun if it did. I stopped at the Crimson Oak Wood Company Sip and Shop last night.
Oh, how was that?
It was a lot of fun. I don't have any photos, but it was packed. It was very cool. It was nice to see. It's kind of the early first holiday party of the season.
It's a cool place.
It is a cool place. Yeah, it was packed.
Power is still out in parts of Michigan due to Saturday's sweeping windstorms with 65-mile-an-hour winds. More than 2,000 lines were taken down by Consumers Energy reporting. They had 2,000 lines down. They brought an additional 100 crews in. Their concern was they would have maybe some polling places that didn't have electricity. As of this morning, only 16 in Jackson County remain without power. 16 customers.
Just 16. Huh?
Just 16. Iosco and Alcona counties are the two counties in Michigan with still a large percentage of their population still without power.
Really?
Do you know where Iosco County is?
Noah?
There's only 12,000 people that live in, and it's right up there on the Sunrise Coast.
Near Hale?
Near, it's where Tawas City is.
Oh, Tawas City. Yeah, we know Tawas City.
Yeah.
Tawas City, home of, what is that NFL player, Brandon? He went to Saginaw Valley. He caught 2 touchdown passes from Aaron Rodgers against Detroit at the buzzer.
No one knows.
No one knows. We'll have that information later in the show.
Speaking of football, Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh is pushing Blake Corum for the Heisman.
I am too.
I think he should win.
I think he should be a candidate. You have to have candidates, and he certainly looks like a top candidate to me.
Michigan basketball off to a good start. They beat Purdue Fort Wayne last night. Hunter Dickinson, the big star.
Yeah, I didn't go to the game, unfortunately. We had girls basketball practice,
Oh.
which, as you know, once that starts, that's all I think about, as you know.
Right.
So
Last night, former President Donald Trump made a big announcement that he would be making a bigly announcement on November 15th. What could that be?
that he's going to run for president, right?
That's the only thing. That's the only thing that it could be.
I don't know. I have no idea. Who knows? I have an announcement I'm going to make on the 15th. Thank you, Noah. Jeff Janis
Oh, I
from
remember
Tawas.
him.
He played quarterback at Tawas area and then went to Saginaw Valley, played wide receiver, and ended up in the pros. Janis. Jeff Janis.
Now, if you need to know where to vote, visit michigan.gov/SOS because you might be surprised. You might have a new polling place. You definitely have a new district and a new Senate district, new House district, and maybe a new county district. And every single American has something on the ballot today.
Just give me
Every
one thing
single-
you're voting for. Tell me one thing.
One thing I'm voting
One thing
for?
you're voting yes for or no for. Come on, tell me one.
If I tell you one, you tell me one.
Okay.
I'm voting for the 911 millage.
I'm voting for the jail millage.
There you go.
There you go. All right, governor. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if I'm going to vote for governor, actually. I don't know if I'll get to that, even though it's at the top. I like to start at the bottom and work my way up to the top. I love living in Jackson, and Heather Herndon and the entire Herndon team love living here. They love selling real estate here. And we do too. And each week, Heather reminds us of a great reason why we love living in Jackson. And since 1930, A&A Meat Market has established a tradition of personal service and the finest quality meats, including choice cuts of beef, pork, and chicken.
They've got the meats.
Yes, the
Yes,
real
the
meats.
real meats.
Not those fake meats. Yeah, A&A legendary. 35 varieties of homemade, fresh, and smoked kielbasa and sausage. Choose A&A for your Thanksgiving turkey, located at 2422 Page Ave. That's A&A Market. And they always have like garlic toasts and spreads and things that you can fill your basket with, even when you're going in there just for their quality meat section. Thanks to Heather Herndon and the entire Herndon team at Howard Hanna Real Estate Services.
Today's show is being brought to you by our good friends at Vermeulen's Home Furnishings. Vermeulen's for over 75 years has
Yeah.
been outfitting the community's living rooms and bedrooms and offices and patios and so much more. A family-owned company providing great support to the community, and it's still time if you want to get something new for the holidays. Vermeulen's would love to see you on West Michigan Avenue in Jackson.
We got a very timely segment we're going to show. Of course, you've seen a lot of tree branches down and trees down over the last few weeks with all the storms.
I drove over one.
You did drive over one. I had a chance to talk with Chad Fox. He's the owner at Professional Tree Care, and we had him out. Let's take a look. I'm here with Chad Fox, owner of Professional Tree Care, and man, it's a busy year for you guys because trees just don't stop growing. We're here today out on a job site, and you really have to be careful. Trees, they can kind of creep up and get pretty close to your house.
Yes, for sure. So we came out here a couple weeks ago and looked the property over. There's some limbs that are encroaching the roof line, and then there's some stuff kind of drooping down. So we're going to take care of that today, kind of elevate everything, get away from the house, and make it a little bit safer.
So you guys do everything from tree trimming, land clearing, but this home maintenance stuff, it seems to me like it's something that maybe people tend to overlook, and then next thing you know, they have a big branch down or a storm comes and they see a tree that they maybe wish they took care of.
Correct. So usually a lot of the maintenance stuff comes into play like after a big storm. So a tree will come down on a house or in their yard, and then they're really concerned about the rest of their trees. So we'll come out there and do an evaluation, and we'll put them on a maintenance plan. So kind of like we're doing here today.
What are some interesting jobs that you guys have had to do along the years?
So we actually done a job right around the corner from here a few years ago. Big white oak tree right through a house, kind of destroyed the whole house. So that's kind of our specialty, is the storm work. We have a crane, and a lot of trees during the storms, they'll come through structures, and we'll get called out and we'll pick them out of the house and make it whole. So
wow, so you're dealing with people at a stressful time in their lives, and I know you have a wonderful staff. Talk a little bit about your staff that you have working for you.
Okay, so my wife, she handles all the office work. She's been with me since about the time COVID started. She was a waitress for 20 years, so
Okay.
She has excellent customer service skills. My dad, he does all my estimates. So he's been in the industry for about 15 years.
Okay.
And then I kind of manage the day-to-day. I've got some guys that have worked for me for 10, 15 years. So it's kind of a family atmosphere. A lot of guys know me a long time. So.
And you also do a lot of work for a lot of commercial work, a lot of work for municipalities in the county as well.
Yes, so we work for Jackson County. We have one dedicated crew that does removals. We're doing a project right now for the Village of Concord. We've done work for Hanover. We've done some work for consumers, so we've kind of done a little bit of everything. So,
how did you first get into the business, or when did you realize that this was going to be a career of yours?
So when I met my wife, her stepdad was a tree trimmer.
Okay.
He worked at Consumers, and back then I didn't know what I wanted to do, and he gave me an opportunity to work in Reading, Michigan, doing line clearance, and he trained me on the weekends, and I fell in love with it. So I've been doing it for 22 years now, and it's been a great career.
That's
so.
pretty cool, and it's something that people should leave to the professionals. So I love you have professional in your name. We've all seen hundreds of YouTube videos of people trying to do tree trimming or tree removal, and it always ends up bad, doesn't it?
It does, especially when there's a ladder involved. So
Have you ever had to rescue people that have tried to do their own tree removal?
I wouldn't say rescue per se the person, but we've been called in to finish the job that didn't go as planned. So yeah.
So if someone calls your office and they're going to have some questions maybe about a routine maintenance checkup, what are they going to experience? What's that customer going to hear? What are they going to know?
So they'll call the office and talk to my wife, and she'll get them put on a schedule. And usually within 2 to 3 days, we'll get out there and we'll do an on-site evaluation and see what their concerns are, and we'll try and take care of those concerns for them.
Now, as we're getting into the cold weather, is this a seasonal business, or are you working year-round even in these frigid, cold temps?
So it used to be somewhat seasonal, but we've been year-round for the past 5 years. So fall and winter, best time to trim your trees, especially oak trees. So we got a lot of oak prunes coming up. So
What's the best piece of equipment that you guys have in your trucks, or that you would never leave?
So equipment-wise, I just bought a spider lift from Italy a couple years ago, and that thing, I wouldn't trade that for the world. I mean, I can go through a 3-foot gate. It's got 92 foot of reach. I can pretty much go anywhere with it. So I would say that's probably the best piece we have.
That's awesome. Well, I want to thank you for being on with us today. It's cool getting to see your guys' work. And if anyone needs work, please give Chad a call at Professional Tree Care. Appreciate it, Chad. Awesome work done by Chad Fox and PTC. I noticed that homeowner had a shed, which means they must be doing well.
I've never seen that shed before.
I know. Yeah, there's nothing in it. But yeah, no, thanks to PTC. Of course, great time of the season to get your house ready. I'm sure you got a lot of trees hanging close to windows.
Will they let you put, anything in the chipper?
I didn't ask, but I had an old couch I wanted to remove, but no, I just lumber in the chipper, at least in that chipper. I've got some games on deck for you, thanks to Extreme Dodge. We've got a little schedule. Here's what's happening tonight. Volleyball regionals, which means you're doing very well. Grass Lake and Hanover 5, Dansville and Powamo at 7. Winners will play Thursday night, and that's at beautiful Springport High School. They have a wonderful gym, so hop on out, check that out. Good volleyball in the area.
Mm-hmm. Starting today, people could be trapped on I-94 if you want to get off in Jackson. You can't get off at Elm Road if you're heading east. You won't be able to get off on 127 South from eastbound until Thursday. So plan accordingly, pack a sandwich, and use your maps.
Yeah, use your maps for sure. Yeah. Anytime I've been coming in from like the Ann Arbor area, I've been getting off at exit 145 and just not seeing what's up there. Because there's been a few times where you get ready to get onto 127 South and all of a sudden you're in a traffic jam. Stand still.
The Divergent Diamond is going to open at the end of this week.
I've been trying to explain for people how to use that, and it's very simple. Just follow the lights.
Who's on the show today?
Got a great show coming up. Zoe Lyons will join us after this quick commercial break.